In this video, since it's almost November, which is really the 4-year anniversary of us taking off on our 3-month road trip, we thought we'd just go for a drive in the beautiful fall colors and talk to you about some of the things we've learned along the way, answer some of your questions. We've met so many families that are thinking of doing this. They have the big dream, and so we thought we'd share with you everything we've learned so that you can avoid some of the mistakes we've made and you can learn from some of the things we did right. So stay tuned. Where to start? I think the question we get asked the most is the money question, so we might as well get that out of the way. So we are just regular folks, but we did work really hard in business for 30 years, and then our business got acquired. We made some money, we were able to pay off our house, and then we had the dream to go on this 3-month road trip, and we had enough money to be able to do that, and we just took off and did that. But for us, it just wasn't enough. 3 months wasn't enough, so we wanted to keep going. The kids wanted to keep going, so ended up being a year. And then we all wanted to sell the house and keep going. I don't know. So if you're a family and you're thinking of taking off and doing a dream like this, and we've met so many of you, you're going to do it 3 months or 6 months. Beware. It's very easy for it to become a lifestyle rather than a trip. But a couple of things you have to keep in mind. You need to be able to make money while on the road, unless you have unlimited bank account, which we don't. So we did have enough money to keep going for another year, and we did that, especially after we sold our house. We said, look, we're going to use some of this money that we've been working so hard to save over the last 30 years and just give it kind of as a gift to our kids. And we went around the world, you know, over to the other side of the world, down to New Zealand, Australia, and Indonesia, and a bunch of places like that, just to have amazing experiences. For us, we think experiences are of more value than things, and we decided that years ago as a family. And then the time came to put our money where our mouth is, right? So unless you have an unlimited bank account, you can't have things necessarily end experiences. Some people can. We've met people that can afford to do that, but for us we said we're willing to sell our home, spend a portion of it traveling around the world with the kids, and then saving a certain amount. So what we did was we took a percentage of what we sold our house for, and we invested it. We're thankful to have some pretty safe and lucrative investments, and that I think is key. You know, there's a couple options. You can do what we did. That's pretty drastic, sell your home. Others are renting their home while they're gone. We've met people that are doing that, and they're going for 6 months or a year, and when they get back, so they're making some income while they're away, and when they get back they still have their home.
That's not a bad idea.
That's not a bad idea at all. We really, partway through this trip, decided that we want to do it for the long term. In fact, now 4 years later, it's morphed into a lifestyle, and if we're able to do it, our new dream is to drive around the world, like everywhere we haven't been. So parts of Africa, at least, Argentina, back up to the States, the rest of Australia. We've done parts of it, you know, through all the Kazakhstans and all those parts of the world, Mongolia. There's just so much to see. India, we have now friends that could escort us through India. You know, I mean, it's just unlimited. So as long as we can do it, we want to live like this. It's crazy. But initially it was, we're going to go for 3 months, and then we're going to come back to a house and get back into normal life, normal society. But we're way past that now. So our initial, what turned out, instead of 3 months, turned out to be our initial 3 years, which was a gift for the kids. But then we said, look, if you want to keep going after this, we've put our money away on investment that will be for our future and our retirement and so on. if we want to keep going, we need to earn money as we go, and that became an exciting and fun project. Now the kids would have to learn all kinds of skills, and it makes it real. You know, it's not unhealthy. It's not healthy to just, as kids, to grow up having things given to you where you don't have to work for them, and so just as good a gift as giving them that beautiful trip the first couple of years is the gift of learning a work ethic. So what are some of the things they're learning and doing now to help us sustain this kind of lifestyle?
Yeah, like Caroline likes to write articles. I mean, you know her writing in journals all the time, so that's kind of a no-brainer that she can, you know, give
Make
her
some
pictures
money
and
writing. Yeah.
And then when we're traveling around, she'll do graduation pictures or family pictures, and that's actually really fun for her. And then the boys do a lot of a lot of handiwork, either, you know, firewood or painting, just about anything. And then they now work with Peter as well, so that's
Doing
been
sales.
really, really nice because we can be still together but yet working. So that's been really, really good. But it doesn't come without, you know, give and take, I guess, because, you know, my dream was always to build a new kitchen in our cabin, but Caroline and the kids really needed some camera gear, and so it's kind of like, well, you know, they really have this dream to build the channel and to help fund our trip, and I think, you know, people often ask us, like, how do they sit back there without killing each other and stuff, but a lot of the time they are paying and funding all the gas on our trip, and that's why. I mean, they want to get to the next place. They
want to explore and see more, and if they get along, it makes that trip a lot more comfortable and fun for everybody. So when you see that fancy camera sitting on the gimbal, Carol goes, "That's my kitchen."
Yes, I often remind them sometimes,
Yeah.
because they're actually working
on the roof, and that signal was to stop.
So there's a big tree
I'll
going
go slow.
over the road. It's a beautiful drive, though.
Yeah. You good? So have a source of income on the road, because it's expensive. It just is not cheap. Paying for fuel every day. We spend about $100 a day on fuel when we're driving from place to place. We try to camp free, which is something we learned, but the first couple of years, because we were unfamiliar with the road, it felt safer, and when the kids were younger, it felt safer to be at a good, secure campground. But over time, we've learned how to save some money that way. Food is our other biggest bill, and we're learning how to be a little more frugal with that. But the problem is you can't save food store food like you can in a home, so you're almost shopping for meals, which is not the best way to shop. So we've learned how to get creative with that as well by having more food storage. We have our in-truck fridge and then a couple of coolers. We're gonna eventually go with a bigger fridge, though.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, storage is always, and space will help us with that. So I'm also a speaker, and that allows me to do my job while traveling around. So if you have a job, we've met people that are photographers and nurses, coaches, things like that, things that allow you to not be location specific. I think that's important. It's very important, so that it can help you sustain the lifestyle. But the kids have been, like Carol said, learning all kinds of skills and learning how to make money, which is great for life and for travel. So photography, videography, but also our YouTube channel. We're starting to produce income now, and we made a ton of mistakes and didn't really see it as a business initially, and that's unfortunate.
We should do a video on all the mistakes we made.
Yes, I think we should.
What not to do, and it'll save everyone else all the heartache and pain.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pop her in 4-wheel drive because we're going down a slick trail here. Yeah, so YouTube is a viable business, and we know people that are funding a lot of their trip that way, so we're going to get a little more serious about it than we have been in the past. So that's the money talk. If you have this dream of doing something like a trip with your kids, then you just have to be willing to make the sacrifices to do it and to spend the money to do it. And you know what, it's compared to a house, with our huge house before, with all the rooms in it that we didn't even use half the time, we don't regret it for a minute. There's never a moment where, you know, when we sit together in our little cabin here at the lake and watch videos of things we've done over the past 4 years, we're just smiling from ear to ear, reminiscing as a family. And we wouldn't have that sitting in our big house. We'd probably each be in our own room doing whatever, but we wouldn't have that connection that we now have as a family. So for us anyway, it's worth every penny of it. But I just want to talk, because we see so many families and you have this awesome dream, but just think about when the dream's over. So if you sold your house, you get X number of dollars, you spend it all, you get back and you have no house. That would not be smart. You have to put some money away in savings, and you have to learn how to earn money on the road. And you know what? If we ever go back to a house, it's not going to be $1 million house anymore. If it's whatever it is, we don't care, because we have $1 million worth of memories and experiences and life-changing experiences. So we are happy in a small house, but you know what? We're not ready for the whole house thing yet. Whoa, I hope I didn't knock the kids off the roof rack. We're not ready for that life yet. It just seems so boring compared to what we have ahead of us. So along the lines of money, there's the cost of the trip to consider, but also the opportunity costs of not, getting a regular wage or working a regular income during your trip. So those things are both what you got to consider. But one thing we always told ourselves, and we believe to this day, we can always make more money, but you cannot make more time. And time is such a precious resource, and time with the family goes so quickly, and life is so short. Sometimes you just got to make the sacrifice, and the rewards are incredible. So I hope you are able to articulate your dream, work towards your dream, and then live your dream. So that's the money thing. I don't know anything more about it. Hey, that's it.
No, I don't.
Hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, make sure you leave a comment below. We'll try to answer them, although we told you everything we know. Make sure you follow our channel or subscribe to our channel. The button's down here somewhere. And on Instagram, we're at Epic Family Road Trip.
Stay tuned for our next video where we talk about homeschooling on the road and social life and what's next for our adventure.
Lots of good stuff coming up.